Pattaya City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
So it's a very, very interesting morning at the club. Some time ago, they came and gave a talk about Pacific Garden Hospital, etc. And from that, I had this idea that we should organise a trip out to the hospital. And it went really, really well, thanks to these ladies who organised it. It's a beautiful hospital, and really the staff couldn't be nicer. And I know that a couple of people, like Richard over there, has gone out there and they had a fantastic experience with it. They might say a few words about it later, and they pick you up, take you out there, drop you off. It's really worth putting on the list of places to consider for hospital treatment. And this specific thing they're talking about today, the hormone replacing, doing the hormone testing and then replacing it with bioidentical hormones. I'm not sure that I know anywhere else around here doing that, so I'm really keen to learn more about it myself. And I'm really always keen on things that are specific to your body, right? Not just one size fits all. They test you and look at what's right for you. Pay attention, because this could be a big turning point in your health. And they're two very charming ladies. One is the mother and one is the daughter. I'm not sure which one. And Dr Kasama and Dr Mali. And yeah, it's totally delightful to welcome you both here. We can't make you feel as welcome as you made us feel there, unfortunately, but we try to make you feel as welcome as possible. So I turn over to Dr. Mali and Dr. Kasama.
Okay, good morning. Oh, okay. Oh, very nervous. Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for having us here today. So today I'm gonna walk you through this talk, and then at the end of the session we will have question and answer session, and Dr. Mali can join us and give you an thorough answer where her expertise will come into its own. Okay, before I begin the talk, like last time, we have prepared our lucky draw and prepare a surprise prize, so do stay with us all through the end. Okay, so this talk, the name of the talk is The Mechanics of Aging Well. I choose this word mechanics because aging is not a mystery to us anymore, at least not as mysterious for us as 20 or 30 years ago. So if we know how it works, we can work with it, not against it. So that's what I want to share with you today. Okay, so a quick word of who we are. So we are Pacific Garden Hospital. We located in Bawin, Chonburi. We are part of Rama 2 Medical Group. We have 60 beds and 24 hours emergency services. So wellness is one of a pillar that we focus on in our hospital, apart from orthopedics and cardiovascular. Okay, so Dr. Mali, she is my mother, and she is a co-founder of our company group. She's also, thank you. She is also one of a few first HER-Talk certified physicians in Thailand. So HER-Talk is a well-known name of bioidentical hormone replacement therapy in Belgium. So she gets certified from that, and she brings that methodology to treat the patient in Thailand. So let's start with the principle of regenerative medicine. So when we talk about longevity, most of us will mean the lifespan. How many years we live in this world, all right? But what regenerative medicine focus on is we don't focus on lifespan itself, but we focus on health span. So how many years you live in this world well? You live in this world strong, with power, with good cognitive function. So that's what we focus on in regenerative medicine. So what we do is that the regenerative medicine physician and researcher will try to understand the fundamental of degeneration or biological aging. So aging, we have chronological, right? So how many years you live in this world, that's chronological aging. But what we focus on is the fundamental of biological aging. So how quickly your body, your cell deteriorate. So that's what we focus on. So right now, mostly we found that the cause of fundamental of degeneration is come from hormonal imbalance, from mitochondrial dysfunction, and from telomere shortening. So hormone is a substance that used to communicate every cell in our body. So that's hormone. So if we have hormone imbalance, every cell in our body work worse. Okay. and everything from external factor, from our lifestyle and from aging will cause hormonal imbalance, mitochondrial dysfunction, and telomere shortening. Okay.
Might be a good idea to explain to everybody what telomere shortening is.
Okay.
Many of them don't understand.
Okay, so there is research shows that when we age, our telomere, so telomere is a part of our DNA, right? Chromosome. So in our chromosome, we will have one part of the chromosome called telomere. So when we age, and if our lifestyle is poor, the telomere will get shortened quicker than other person. Or from genetics factor, it can be quick shortened. And if it's short to one size, the cell will stop dividing. So every cell, if they have telomere, they will divide and they will repair our body. But if the telomere keeps shortening and to one extent, the cell will stop dividing and it will die, the cell will die. So that's the fundamental of aging from telomere shortening. And do you want me to explain the mitochondrial dysfunction more? Of course. Okay. So in our cell, we have one organelle in our cell called mitochondria. All right. So mitochondria function is to get the molecules from the bloodstream and then generate energy for us to work on. So if we have toxins, we have a lot of toxins, we have a lot of overload substance like sugar or fatty acid into our cell, then mitochondria will overload, will work a lot. When they work a lot, and hormonal imbalance also affect that, mitochondria will start to there will be too much oxidative stress in the cell. And when there are too much oxidative stress in the cell, the mitochondria will start to work less and start to decrease in number and activity. And when they start that, we will get aging. Okay, so that's mitochondrial dysfunction. Okay, so to understand hormone more, we categorize hormone into two big groups. So anabolic hormone, which and catabolic hormone. So anabolic works by build and repair. So they will use the molecules that we eat into our body to build tissue, to build cell, to build anything. That's anabolic hormone. Catabolic hormones will use the tissue, will break down our tissue, breaks down our cell to generate energy. So both group of hormones are important for us to live everyday life. So the point of if we can balance between anabolic hormone, which will repair our body, and catabolic hormone, which will generate energy for us. If we can balance this hormone, we will be healthy, we will have energy and brain function, and we will have longevity as well. So research have shown that when we age more and more, the anabolic groups of hormone, which consist of mostly growth hormone, testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone, all sex hormones are anabolic hormone. Insulin as well. Insulin is anabolic hormone as well. So as we age, it shows that every anabolic hormone drop very rapidly, but the catabolic hormone, which is mainly is cortisol, will stay the same or slightly decrease or even increase a little bit. So that's why when we age, there is hormonal imbalance in our body more than in the young. Okay, so in our body, there is a lot of different hormone in our body to communicate between cell and other cell in our body. And it is excreted from many glands, many glands. And every hormone, they don't work separately, they work with each other, they talk with each other, they feedback. If this hormone is high, this hormone should be low. If this hormone is high, this hormone should be low. They talk with each other all the time. So they work with each other. So if you want to increase this hormone, you have to know that this hormone will be dropped. Or it works like this. The fundamental of hormone is that they work together like an orchestra. So if one hormone is low, other hormone in the body will follow as well. It will be too high or too low. It will be imbalanced as well. Okay, that's what I want to tell in this slide. So even though there are a lot of hormone, but today we will talk about three main hormone group in our body, which is the first one is sex hormone, which is very important to our body. The second one is the belly loop, which is insulin mostly, and the third one is the stress loop, which is cortisol mainly. So for sex hormone, in male and female, we all have the same hormone, which is testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen. But in male, the testosterone will be much more higher, like 7 times higher than female. And in female, it will be estrogen and progesterone much more higher than in male. Okay. Testosterone is produced in the testicles, and estrogen and progesterone is produced in the ovaries. Let's talk about testosterone. So let me start with this. Every sex hormone in our body comes from the substrate of cholesterol. So if you can produce cholesterol, you can have sex hormone. Okay, but we will talk about that later. Okay, so in testosterone, they will have 3 pathways. So the first pathway is that this hormone will bind with adrenal receptor directly in the cell. They will enter the cell and then bind with adrenal receptor. And then this will affect the muscle, our strength. This will affect the red blood cell production, and this will affect the fat mobilization and metabolism. The second pathway is that it will be converted to dihydrotestosterone via 5-alpha reductase enzyme. So this pathway will affect the prostate gland and the skin and the hair, which we talk about later. The third one is converted to estradiol. So in male, testosterone will get turned into estrogen later by enzyme called aromatase. And this will benefit the bone, the brain, the mood, and the blood vessel. So these are the organs that we found adrenal receptor, which is bone, and also in brain, in the bone, in the muscle, in the fat, and of course the male reproductive organ, all have adrenal receptor. So you can see that testosterone can affect your brain, can affect your bone, affect mostly every part of your body. Okay, so the mechanism of the benefit of the testosterone is, the first one is it can build muscle, including cardiac muscle. So testosterone will stimulate the muscle protein synthesis by, they can increase satellite cell. So satellite cell is like a stem cell in the muscle. So if testosterone increase the satellite cell in muscle in both number and activity, your muscle can grow in size and can maintain strength. Okay, so this is the first benefit of testosterone. The second one is that when the testosterone binds with adrenal receptor, it will stimulate osteoblast. So osteoblast is a building bone cell. So its function is to build bone mass. in the cell. So when it stimulates osteoblast, it can increase the bone mass. So your bone gets stronger, your muscle gets stronger. And also when testosterone gets turned into estradiol, it can decrease bone resorption by inhibit the other cell called osteoclast. It will inhibit that activity and it decrease bone resorption as well. So your bone will be denser. You won't get osteoporosis, for example. The third one is that it can affect on hypothalamus and it can increase libido as well. So your sexual function is more healthy. Okay. But this, I have to say that it doesn't affect the erectile function. It doesn't affect the erectile function, but the feeling it affects. Okay. The third one is that it stimulates the erythropoietin, which is the cell that produce red blood cell. So you won't get anemia. And it also replaces hepcidin, so it can use iron more efficiently. So if somebody who want to take testosterone and doesn't take testosterone with physicians before inject them themselves, they might increase the risk of thromboembolism. So you should always consult with your physicians before get testosterone, okay? Because it stimulates the red blood cell production. The next benefit is that it can promote stem cell to develop. Instead of stem cell develop into fat cell, it will choose to develop into muscle cell instead due to testosterone effect. And it can increase insulin sensitivity, which we will talk about later. And low testosterone is correlated with increased visceral fat. Okay, so that's why the benefits of testosterone is that your body composition, you will have lower fat percentage, you will have high muscle percentage, and the fat that in your body will not be in the abdomen, visceral fat, you under, okay. Okay, this is the 5th benefit. The 5th benefit is that, but these are still unclear, but they shows that testosterone has vasodilate effect through nitric oxide, so you will have better blood flow, but it still doesn't show the benefit to the cardiovascular much in testosterone. The 7th one is that testosterone has protective effect on nerve cell, so your nerve cell can work better. And also it benefits the neurotransmitter function as well. So if you have balanced testosterone, you can have better cognitive function and you have much more energy and your mood is stable as well. So that's another benefit of testosterone. But I do have to say that all the benefits come from the clinical normal range. So if someone injects the testosterone themselves, testosterone doesn't mean that the more the better. It doesn't work like that. So it works like the balance of the hormone. So that's the benefits and some mechanism of the testosterone. So how can we do that to raise the testosterone naturally? So there is 3 things that we need to do to raise the testosterone naturally. The first one is to support the hypothalamic axis for it to function well. To do that, you need to do the strength training, and most of the research show that high intensity interval training is also beneficial to testosterone raise. Okay, it's the strongest natural boost. So exercise is very, very beneficial to your body, to your testosterone, and you will get the benefit in the last slides. Okay, the second one is quality sleep. Okay, because testosterone is produced in deep sleep only. If you sleep light and then you wake up, then testosterone doesn't get produced. You have to sleep until you go into deep sleep. Then that time testosterone will get produced. Okay, that's the 2 points of supporting the function of production of testosterone. Okay, the second one is to reduce what suppress it is. What suppress it. So sometimes when you have too much belly fat, there is aromatase enzyme in the body fat. So your testosterone will get turned into too much estrogen. You will have too much estrogen. You will have too little testosterone if you have too much belly fat. So if you trim your belly fat, then the testosterone stay and work its function. The second one is that we will talk about this later. If you have too much chronic stress, I mean not acute stress, like running, that's acute stress. Chronic stress is that you stress about something for a really long time, okay? If you have that chronic stress, you will increase the cortisol for too long, and cortisol will suppress testosterone production. So you have to relax and reduce stress to not suppress the testosterone. Okay, the other thing is sugar. Because if you eat sugar, sugar will induce insulin, and maybe you can ask the mechanism to Dr. Mali later. Okay. So the third thing is to limit alcohol and sugar to not suppress the testosterone. Okay. The third thing is to add raw material to the body to produce more testosterone. So some of the old age individuals, they will limit their protein consumption and fat consumption as well. But every sex hormone comes from cholesterol, and mostly I want to emphasize on essential fatty acid, which is something we cannot produce in our body. We need to consume it. So we need to eat enough essential amino acid and essential fatty acid. So this is the list of, so when we talk about essential fatty acid, we usually mean omega-6 and omega-3. But we want to, the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 that is the best is 1:1 or 4:1, not more than 4:1. But right now in everyday food, it usually 20:1 to 40:1. So these are the ratio that I can show you, and you can see which source of essential fatty acid is the best for you, suitable for your lifestyle or your body. Okay. The next thing is that we need enough vitamin D, zinc, and magnesium to produce the testosterone. Okay. And sometimes in the young, there is research show that only in the young, sex stimulation through picture or can increase testosterone as well. Okay, so let's talk about estrogen and progesterone. So estrogen and progesterone function is to help us to reproduce, to be able to reproduce. Okay, so these are so estrogen and progesterone work together. Sometimes estrogen, Okay, so estrogen function is to build and stimulate. So when we have balanced estrogen, we will be alert. We won't be fatigued like this, okay? But too much estrogen will make us irritable. So that's why sometimes in the month, women get irritable because too much estrogen. But if we can balance that with progesterone, so the progesterone effect is to calm us. So if we have balanced estrogen and progesterone, then our mood will be stable all through the month. So that's the balance between estrogen and progesterone. The next thing is that estrogen, the function of them is to build the uterine lining. And when the uterine lining is ready for fertilize, for the zygote to implant, okay, then progesterone come into play, and it will prep uterus for implantation of the zygote, of the embryo. Okay, But the other benefits of estrogen, it's not just the reproductive function. The estrogen can maintain bone density in women and also support heart and vessels. Also brain and mood function, and also they have effect on collagen under our skin. Okay. In progesterone, it can balance the estrogen and raises body temperature. Okay, so let's see how estrogen affect the body. So estrogen, like I said, it also inhibits osteoclast in male body as well. So estrogen really benefit the bone in both male and female. Okay, so estrogen will inhibit osteoclast, so reduce bone resorption. So low estrogen is the most common, the main reason for osteoporosis in menopause women. So this is the first benefit. The second benefit is that estrogen can support blood vessels and healthy cholesterol as well. So it will reduce the risk of dyslipidemia and atherosclerosis in both heart and brain. So it can increase HDL production and decrease LDL. So HDL is a good cholesterol, and LDL is not very good cholesterol. Okay, this is the second benefit. The third benefit is it can also it has protective effect on nerve cell as well, and it can benefit the neurotransmitter functions such as serotonin. So it can support the mood and also support the memory as well. Estrogen can also preserve collagen and moisture in the skin, so your skin remain flexible. Okay, and progesterone, most of the benefit of progesterone is to calm ourselves and support a good sleep in the night. Okay, and how to boost estrogen and progesterone naturally? So these tips is for menopausal women. I will focus on menopausal women first. Okay, so in our body there is no way to produce more. There is no way to produce more estrogen in menopausal women, but we can support the decrease the side effect of menopausal symptoms, and we can support the body more. So the first thing is that we recommend the phytoestrogen rich food, which usually it would be in the soy, in the flaxseed. And the other thing is you need to eat healthy fat, mostly essential fatty acid. Like in testosterone, it's the same because it's all come from cholesterol. So we need to eat healthy fat with the appropriate ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 to omega-3 of 4 to 1, not more than 4 to 1. Okay. The other thing to protect the bone and muscle in women is to do the weight bearing. So some women doesn't do the weight training at all, which is not good to your bone. If you only do the aerobic, it will only benefit the cardiovascular system, but not the bone and muscle. So I think this is a very important point to do for women who are low in estrogen. Okay. The other thing is adequate protein consumption. So this is the table that I want to show you. So in normal adults, we will recommend of 0.8 grams per kilograms per day for normal adults. But in seniors and even in sick individual, we have to increase protein consumption, not decrease. So some sick individual will, I don't want to eat anything. But that's not good for reparation of the body. We even need to increase the protein from normal adults. So in seniors, we need at least 1 gram of protein per kilogram per day. So for example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, you need 70 grams of protein per day. Okay, that's the end of the sex hormone. Okay, if you have any question, we will do the question and answer session at the end. Okay, next is the belly loop. So the main hormone of the belly loop is insulin function. So insulin is anabolic. So what does it do? What it do is that it will bring the glucose that we eat. Glucose can come from fat, can come from sugar, can come from... No. Glucose come from carbs. Okay, glucose come from carbs. Okay, so when glucose gets into our bloodstream, the work of insulin is that it will talk with the cell to let the glucose into the cell to meet with mitochondria. So that's the work of insulin. The first work. The second work is that if there is surplus glucose, okay, the body get all the energy it needs, and there is still surplus glucose, the insulin will bring that glucose into the fat cell and store as fat. That's the second job. The next job is the surplus glucose also go to the liver, and store the surplus glucose as glycogen. And also it will induce the liver to do the neolipogenesis and produce new fat to get stored in the fat as well. So insulin, the purpose of insulin is to store energy for us. In case we have starvation or famine, we can bring the fat to use. So that's the work of insulin. Okay, so let's see. So the problem of our body today is insulin resistance, which is the cause of diabetes. Okay, so the fundamental is that this is the cell, okay, and this is mitochondria. So the work of it is insulin will bind with insulin receptor, and when it binds with insulin receptor, the glucose pathway will open. When it's open, the glucose gets transported into the cell, and then mitochondria will use that glucose to generate the energy. So that's the physiology of insulin function. But the problem is that when we have too much fat, too much sugar in our body, then what happens? Okay, too much fat and too much sugar will, when it goes to the muscle. Let me think. Okay, let's start with this. If it's too much sugar, right? Too much sugar, too much fat outside of the cell, then mitochondria will work overload. Then when it work overload, it will start to dysfunction. When it dysfunction, it cannot receive any more sugar. It will say, stop, no more sugar, no more fat into the cell, no. Then sugar will remain in the bloodstream. It cannot get into the cell. So high carb and fat diet with low fiber as well. So it's normal food of us nowadays. High carb and high fat diet and low fiber for a long period of time will induce mitochondria to dysfunction. So when mitochondria dysfunction, glucose and fatty acid cannot enter the cell, which is the same meaning as insulin resistance. So that's why you develop insulin resistance. And then when you develop insulin resistance, the pancreas will produce more insulin, produce more and more insulin to get the glucose into the cell, because there is still high glucose in the bloodstream, right? So hyperinsulinemia will induce, there is some mechanism to it, will induce the hypertension. You will develop hypertension if you have insulin resistance as well, because you will have hyperinsulinemia in your blood. The second thing is that there will be too much fatty acid and glucose in the bloodstream. When there is too much fatty acid in the bloodstream and also glucose, the fatty acid will go to touch with the muscle cell. When fatty acid touch with the muscle cell become more insulin resistant. It's like a ugly loop, ugly work loop. Okay, so too much fatty acid will go and touch with the muscle cell. And then muscle cell cannot work. It will become more insulin resistant. And then another fatty acid will go to pancreas, and pancreas when there is too much fat in pancreas, they cannot produce insulin. They will produce less insulin, and there will be too much glucose and fatty acid in the bloodstream even more. It's like an ugly loop in the work. And then the other fatty acid will go to fat cell. And if fat cell cannot hold enough fatty acid anymore, which is from environmental or genetic factor, fat cell cannot expand anymore. It's too much. It will send excess fatty acid to the liver, which is called fatty liver. So that's how non-alcoholic fatty liver disease develop. And when you have non-alcoholic fatty disease, you will eventually develop metabolic syndrome. So what's the meaning of metabolic syndrome? You will produce high VLDL, you will have low HDL, and that's dyslipidemia. The second thing, you will be insulin resistant. In fact, you have been insulin resistant for a very long time until you develop this. But when you develop this, you will really be diagnosed with diabetes eventually. And then your fat cell will be very high, and mostly it will be in your visceral fat. So you will have central obesity. And the other thing is you have too much insulin in bloodstream, and it will cause hypertension. So that is basically metabolic syndrome. So metabolic syndrome, even though you have a good shape, you can still have metabolic syndrome. Not in fat individual only. So the first one is that you have high blood sugar in fasting blood glucose and HbA1c, which you can taste. Okay, high blood sugar is the first one. The second one is high blood pressure. Mostly we use 140/90 in high blood pressure. The third one is dyslipidemia, which is high triglyceride and low HDL. This is dyslipidemia. So the good cholesterol is low, the bad cholesterol is high. So that's dyslipidemia. From the liver cannot function well, so you have different ratio of lipid in your blood. And the fourth thing is excess fat around waist. So if you have four of these items, you are in metabolic syndrome criteria. So how can we reduce insulin resistance? So this loop is reversible. Insulin sensitivity can return. So the first one is to reduce ultra-processed food. And sugar. Sugar is a very bad thing for insulin resistance. If you can cut it from your life totally, that would be fantastic. Even I cannot do it, but we can try to do it. Okay, and try to eat unprocessed food. Okay, if you have question, if ultra-processed food and unprocessed food, you know the meaning, right? Okay. The second thing is endurance training is very good, because why does endurance training, exercise of strength training and endurance training is very beneficial to your body? Because endurance training will increase oxidative enzyme in mitochondria. So mitochondria will increase in number and activity. It can release toxin, it can build energy for us. So strength training is very good in both male and female. And aerobic exercise can also increase blood flow to the cell, so it can remove toxin from the cell more quickly. So exercise, both aerobic and strength training, is very beneficial to insulin resistance. Okay. The third one is that you have to manage your stress and you have to sleep well. This can affect the insulin resistance not directly but indirectly, because if you have too much stress, you will have high cortisol, and cortisol can induce insulin resistance, which we will talk in the next slide. And sleep well to generate more growth hormone and more anabolic hormone, right? Like sex hormone. So it will also benefit the insulin resistance. Okay, the fourth thing is to lose body weight. So even 5 to 10% weight loss can benefit the insulin resistance. Okay, so this picture I want to tell you is to manage your diet consumption throughout the day. So these are the time of the day, and the research shows that the metabolism of our body, due to every hormone in the body, it will drop rapidly throughout the time in the body. So there is a word called dinner cancer. If you eat too much at night, it will be very bad to your body. Okay, so do eat appropriate at breakfast, eat less in the afternoon, and at night try to eat a very light meal. Okay, that's the end of the belly loop. So the last loop is the stress loop. So I want to focus on cortisol. So cortisol function is to sustain body's response to stress. So mostly it will generate energy for us. So when in our Stone Age, we have to run very fast. We have to hunt the food. Okay, so that's the work of cortisol, to give us energy, to run, to hide. Okay. So what it do is that it stimulates gluconeogenesis. It stimulates the liver to produce more sugar, and it lower glucose uptake in muscle and fat. Like you see in the last slide, insulin works to uptake the glucose into the muscle and fat to store energy, but cortisol will lower the glucose uptake, so cortisol will increase insulin resistance. So if you have high cortisol for a really long time, you will develop diabetes eventually. Also, cortisol will promote protein catabolism, so your muscle will be smaller. What's the purpose of this? To bring amino acid to produce more energy, to produce more glucose to our body. So it will catabolize the protein in muscle. It also mobilizes the fat. Also, the fat will be smaller as well and bring the fatty acid to produce more energy. And also, it can act as an anti-inflammatory in acute stress only. You will be stronger, you will get infection less in acute stress. Okay. But what happens when you are under chronic stress? When you are under chronic stress, what happens? Your blood sugar will stay high because, like I said, the function of cortisol is to generate gluconeogenesis. You will have high blood sugar, which can drive insulin resistance. You will develop the diabetes. And then fat is mobilized instead of in your bum, in your leg, it will be mobilized to your belly specifically, because fat in the belly is easy to mobilize, easy to turn into energy. So your body thinks that, oh, you are under stress, you need quick energy. So your fat will be stored in your belly more, okay, in chronic stress. And also, it will increase the sensitivity of vessel to adrenaline, to pump more energy, to give you more energy. So you will develop hypertension in chronic stress. And also, it will affect the hippocampus and amygdala. So you will get anxiety. You will maybe develop depression. There is research shows that it can be correlate with depression as well. And also have poor memory. And also, cortisol, it usually, in normal circumstances, cortisol will be high in the morning, and when the time develops, it will be lower. For in the night, you can sleep well. But in chronic stress individual, it will stay high all day. When it stays high all day, you get poor sleep. You will be anxiety at night, cannot sleep at night with high cortisol. And also, in chronic stress, cortisol will have immunosuppressive effect. So like I said, they have anti-inflammatory effect, which is very good in acute situation. But in chronic situation, it will turn into immunosuppressive effect. So you are prone to infection. Your wound can heal less quickly. It will slow wound healing with chronic low-grade inflammation in your body. Okay, so how can we rebalance cortisol? So the most important thing to remember is to reduce stress. If you reduce your stress, you can, the cortisol will back down to normal level. Okay, what can we do to reduce stress? Okay, the first one is no strenuous exercise. Okay, you have to do the light or moderate exercise to help body. If you do strenuous exercise, your body will understand that, oh, you are very high tension situation. You need cortisol, you need more cortisol. But if you do the light exercise, your body will relax and will decrease the cortisol. The second thing is you should sleep on a steady schedule. Sleep on the same time, wake up on the same time. Okay, and a very deep sleep is very good. The third thing is try doing stress management, doing breathing exercise, mindfulness. Okay. And another thing is that cortisol will increase when you eat. So if you have big meal like in Christmas or a holiday, cortisol will increase. But if you have big meal for a special occasion, that's okay. But if you have big meal every day, that's not okay, because big meal can increase cortisol level in your body. So what we recommend is to eat steadily throughout the day and eat small meals throughout the day, not big meal and no meal, okay? Okay, and also limited the sugar, alcohol, and caffeine. And also social time hobbies and get in touch with your friend. It can also reduce stress as well. Huh? Like today. Yeah. Okay, so to recap the 3 loops that I talked about, even though in our body we have other hormones that plays in the role in our body, but these 3 loops, I can show you that they work together. If you have low cortisol, your insulin sensitivity will develop. If you have balanced sex hormone, you can lower your cortisol. If you lower your cortisol, your sex hormone will be balanced. So every hormone works together in a loop in our body. So sometimes lifestyle isn't enough in some cases. So we still need to, in some cases, need to do testing of how much each hormone are in your body, and we have to give them bioidentical hormone therapy. So in our hospital, if you measure your hormone, you will get the result the next day. So right now, you cannot get the result in the same day. So I have to tell you beforehand. So maybe come in to get the blood test first, and then the next day or when you are convenient, you can come to consult with a specialized physician. And then when you know your hormone level, the doctor will give specific advice and prescription to you to restore your hormone into a healthy range. So the principle of bioidentical hormone replacement therapy is that, one, we use bioidentical hormone. We don't use hormone from chemical. Our hormone is produced by bioorganism, small organism, to produce the hormone that is very near to human hormone. Yeah, this is the first thing. The second thing is that the dosage that we give, we don't give dramatic dosage. We give therapeutic dosage for each patient, individualized patient. And the third thing is we don't give one hormone to, for example, if you come to consult with us and say, oh, I have low testosterone, I want testosterone. We cannot give you only testosterone, because like I told you in the last slide, that every hormone works together. You cannot get one hormone and get the benefit. It doesn't work like that. So these are the 3 mechanisms of bioidentical hormone therapy. But some cases only need one hormone. There is that cases as well. Okay, so always when you take bioidentical hormone therapy, do assess and monitor with specialist physician. Okay. Okay, so these are the wellness screening package of us. So if you are interested, I recommend if you want to do the whole process, you should do the premium because there is also bone marker as well and also sex hormone. Okay, but you can look into detail again. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of the talk. And if you have any question, Dr. Mali will give you a thorough answer.
I think the most appropriate comment after that talk is, wow. That was a wow of a talk. That was really amazing. Everybody was really concentrating. Does anybody not learn something about their body in that space of that talk? No, it was, and of course it will be online, so you can go back and go over some of it again, okay? I know it's almost a bit overwhelming, but has somebody got a question or two?
I have a question. I would like to drink tea, green tea. For example, can I drink tea about 6 p.m. or it's too late? What do you think?
You want to know the appropriate time to drink tea?
Normally, some person drink tea and cannot sleep. But for you, you can sleep well? No problem. It is not contraindication. You can drink at 6 o'clock. But if you feel sleep not well, even wake at night or late sleep or early wake up in the morning, too early, you must think about the tea too. For me, I drink tea too much in the past. Last 10 years, I drink many bottles per day because I like Chinese tea. But now I can't drink it because I feel, I can't sleep well as in the young. So now I stop tea, every tea.
Because it's not as bad as coffee, but it does have caffeine in it, of course, green tea.
I wanted to ask the doctor how these hormones, particularly, especially in therapy, how do they affect the prostate? Because many people have prostate issues. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For prostate, when a man comes to our clinic and consult about hormone, we must check the prostate health first together, and I follow it. The first is PSA. The second is prostate ultrasound. I will compare what happened to the patient and follow it. Okay? We have the hormone or medicine to decrease the BPS. I know every man have BPS after 50 to 60 years old. Okay, so we take attention to that problem. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, can you just address, you mentioned fats and eating healthy fats. Can you make a comment on what you consider to be healthy and unhealthy fats? And also, do you have studies that show using bioidentical hormones will allow the endocrine system to preserve or strengthen itself rather than become weak and dependent on having those bioidentical hormones automatically put into the body without them working?
Good fat mean cooking process. You must cook with low temperature, such as a steam, boil, not fry. Okay, this is the meaning of the good fat. You can eat every meat, beef, chicken, seafood, but with low temperature cooking. Okay, this is good fat. Okay, and question.
The second question was about, are there any studies about bioidentical hormones and their benefits?
Oh, okay. Bioidentical hormone mean we do from genetic engineering. Do you know genetic engineering?
Genetic
We
engineering.
can produce the hormone the same as when you are young. Not synthetic, not chemical. Okay. But sometimes some hormone we can use some chemical include with genetic engineering to produce the action as the natural hormone. But we must have research study to follow it for a long time, more than 10 years, before use with the man, with human. Okay, so the meaning of genetic engineering of bioidentical hormone, it means we can trust with the production and the research study follow it. Yes.
Right, thank you. And
Maybe we can send the research study to Dr. Ren afterwards for you to see, okay, about the benefits of bioidentical hormone therapy. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello. Do you provide tests for biomarkers such as telomere length and mitochondrial function for peptides like epitalin, SS31, and MOTS-C? And feedback in these areas for longevity?
Oh, yes. About mitochondrial dysfunction, we use the clinical word we call methylation. Methylation, we will check the hormone, check the vitamin B12 and folic acid level, folic acid on the red blood cell too, and we check the homocysteine level, and we will follow after use hormone is improved or not. We will follow this level. The methylation group will show you that the mitochondrial function is good or not, or improved. And also we can check the insulin level, insulin hormone too. And we will tell you what happened to your cell function. That means mitochondrial function improve or not. Telomere shortening. About telomere shortening is still in the research study, but it can apply to, but not alone.
Do you prescribe peptides?
About peptide, there are many studies show that peptide can stimulate metabolism too, and can do the muscle cell increase. But now I think peptide we not use alone. We use hormone, and that Dr. Kasama present. We use the amount of protein intake instead of peptide itself, because if you eat organic meat, organic protein, you can uptake by cell, by your body more than peptide that is synthetic. You can eat a normal food instead of synthetic food. It not. I don't. When I teach the physician doctor about the food, I say, wow, today if you have a business of a supplement, you may be unhappy with me because I don't suggest supplement that not organic food. I suggest organic food more than supplement. If it's not necessary, if you check the vitamin and nutrient level in your body and it's not enough, okay, you can use supplement. But if you not check, I think it's not good for you. You can just the food by natural nutrition is better, is cheap and better and good for your health for a long time. Okay.
All right. This gentleman did have a second question we didn't quite get to. Your second question was?
Well, yeah, the question that I have is if the endocrine system is underproducing and we use a bioidentical hormone, do we become dependent on the bioidentical hormone, or if we were to check the endocrine system a couple of years later without using the bioidentical hormones, would it be more effective in producing more by itself?
Oh, thank you for the question. The question is very good. Okay.
Good question. This is the principle of regenerative medicine too. When we use hormone, we don't replacement, but we want to supplement, only supplement. And after the hormone balancing, it will repair your body, repair your cell, even repair your endocrine organ too.
Let me explain more. Sorry, let me explain more. So that's the benefits of therapeutic dosage. So if you give too much dosage of one hormone, it will suppress the function of your natural gland. But if you give them therapeutic dosage and give you a hormone symphony, it will repair the gland. And when you taper the bioidentical hormone medicine, your gland will function more healthily. So that's
it means after you use hormone for 6 months to 1 year, your endocrine gland will improve, and it may be produce hormone itself. I follow my patient, I think more than 40 years ago. My patient can use hormone for some time, and after that they can decrease the dosage. Okay, not increase, but okay, I know
But depends on lifestyle.
yes, it's very important to change lifestyle. Yes.
Many of our Thai family members love their khao niao and their khao chow, their white rice and their white sticky rice. How do we talk them into brown rice and purple rice and rices, that's a tough one, that are more healthy?
May I your question? I agree with you. There are many types of rice in Thailand. That is really delicious for us because it's good. Many kind. If you Thai, I Thai many kind of rice in Thailand is good for taste. But I think it depends on the amount of rice. You can't change the mind of the people because it's delicious. So they use white rice more than brown rice because it's not delicious. But I think it depends amount of rice. If you not too much, it's okay. Small portion.
Yeah, about like a tenth of what they eat.
I want to add more about the amount is the one question, but the other thing is the proportion of each nutrient. So right now they will recommend protein to fat, carb to protein to fat.
We recommend zone diet. It's been proportion between carbohydrate and protein and fat in 40% to 30% to 30%, not too much.
Calculated by calorie.
By calorie.
I am 75 years old and I have a question. How often a year should I have my blood tested?
For what? For routine lab or for hormone or for what?
For everything.
Everything, the whole body. For hormone, I will follow 6 to 9 months. Every 6 to 9 months for, it depends on your health. Maybe every year if the hormone okay. But for routine lab, I think every year is enough. But
Okay.
if you are old, more than 60 years, I think if you delay more than 1 year, it may be changed. What happened, I don't know.
So at least once a year. Okay.
I take some hormones that are not available in Thailand. Having to go overseas to bring them here is a nuisance and expensive. Is there, if I were to become a patient, would you be able to do the FDA process to get them into Thailand, or would I still have to go through the hell
What brand? What
T3,
brand
liothyronine. T3, liothyronine.
Okay.
I'm a poor T4, T3 converter, so I need to take liothyronine.
We can talk in detail more. You can bring us the brand of the medicine.
Okay.
Yeah, and we might be able to help.
I think we can seek in Thailand because
You had mentioned that weight loss is obviously a key for breaking the cortisol cycle in particular, and certainly I need it. GLP-1s have become very popular. How do they interact or affect your therapies?
for GLP-1, now we use for treat diabetes and also decrease weight. For GLP-1 is the intestinal hormone, and it have two effects. One effect to stimulate insulin sensitivity. Another effect to inhibit glucagon action. So the target to decrease glucose in the blood, to decrease the weight and treat diabetes. And how it affect on insulin, that I say you, the action to increase insulin sensitivity is mean stimulate insulin action to, if you have insulin resistance, you will have more insulin in your blood. We call hyperinsulinemia. That is very bad. Bad for blood vessel, bad for hypertension, bad for metabolism of cell. So the GLP-1 will stimulate insulin function. So it's not necessary to stimulate your pancreas. You can use insulin in your blood to function and decrease the hyperinsulinemia in your blood too. It's really good for health.
GLP-1, your insulin level will stay the same, but GLP-1 will increase the sensitivity on your cell. So a very good medicine.
Wow, well, we're lucky to have this talk today. That was fantastic. So we have a couple of small tokens of our deep gratitude. Dr. Kasama and one for Dr. Mali, of course. So I might just squeeze in here, split up the... Thank you so much. That was really, really wonderful, and really, I think a few people are going to be going online to get more information. They will stay around. I haven't had my hormone balances checked for 25 years, so I'll be definitely looking to check this out. Really amazing thing, and I don't know anybody else offering this service. I think it's really, really worth checking out. And we have a lucky draw thing. Come on in. Come on in. Dr. Kasama, or Dr. Mali, you draw the lucky winner. It's Dr. Wren. No, it's not. It's James. Come on down. And Craig Brown, you're a winner. Come on down, Craig. Come on. Okay, Craig number 2. Come on in and get your photo taken, Craig. Thank you. The last one is Mark Sullivan. Not the last. Oh my God, there's more. Mark, you can come down. You're healthy and fit, young lad. Looks good to see you. I know. That's why I said you know. Good on you. Take photo. And the last one, yeah. And the last one is, what does that say?
Shadi. She's Shadi. Shadi. Yes.
Shadi. Shadi. Here she comes, smooth operator. All righty. It's good we got a lady in.
Craig, I want you to come to the picture.
Yeah, come on, come down, Craig. Come on, Mark. Let's get a few of the winners in. Yeah. You might have to go up and, not with me, I'm not a winner. I'm a loser. All right, what a wonderful talk, a wonderful morning.
Okay. Yay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for everyone.